Hello everyone, in this super hot day, and I'm again on some movie shoot, like some another stupid movie with market full of it right now, and I'm not surprised. And until my next scene I have a lot of time, so I try to provide you some quite interesting information like insider. So probably a lot of talents like models, whatever, gymnasts, actors, they interested in how is shootings and works going on in different countries, and they think maybe go and try their career somewhere abroad. And one of the really popular places and really famous is India, because really a lot of shoots going on here. I think two countries competitors, India and China, where there's a really lot of shoots and really a lot of jobs, not only movies, also fashion shows and print shoots and whatever. And it's two countries where quite difficult to work, I would say, especially if you visit some countries in Europe or States or whatever, it's everything precise and clear. So here to work, it's such another happiness, I would say. So probably I'll make a few separate videos where I explain everything piece by piece, for not make one really huge video where it will be mixed up everything together. So if you are a model like for fashion shows and print shoots, here is less pay, let's say, compared to Malaysia or China, but really a lot of jobs. So in India, if you're actor or model, here like super lot of shoots. They shoot like crazy every day, and they shoot so much for the last 50 years. They use all of the locations here. They try go abroad and try new locations and invite more and more people. So if you stay somewhere in I don't know, Romania, they might invite you to come here because they need new faces for some movies, because they cannot use the same teams for let's say same TV series or web series or another movie like over and over again. And if you finally decide to came here for shoot, because in India they shoot movies like 10 times more than in Hollywood, for example, so it's really huge opportunity to find some job for you. But it might be not the best role for foreigners. Usually they give mostly the bad roles, some horror for girls and bad guys, mafia and so on, criminals, whatever, brilliant for the guys, mostly, but not always, especially if it's like historic movies, what they was colonized by French and Dutch and British, so probably you will be play roles on the opposite side of invaders. Seems like crazy weather, super hot, now it's raining. Okay, let's start from models who just work on fashion shows and for print shoots and whatever. If you work with a mother agency, so some agency from another country send you here, so mostly it's same conditions like in any other countries. So they cut you like about 50%, they pay commissions to your agency, also you need to work out your minus, what included tickets, what else, visa, and maybe your accommodation and food, what usually they said it included, but you paid it out, and everything what you work extra, it will be your income minus tax and maybe fee of the agency. But some agencies here, but I will say not some, many agencies here, they hire talents, actors, musicians, dancers just on a salary, pay like $2,000 or $3,000 a month, for try to save more money and pay less to you, of course. So mostly problem here is they try to pay less as possible, but still a lot of people agree on that and they come work in the contract, same like in China. And as I said, it's a two countries competitors with working conditions, with a really interesting working condition, and I try to explain you step by step what you need to do and what you now need to do. With what agency to work, it's up to you. So if you're working with agency, you're quite safe, you don't need to search for the work. If you have work or not have work, you have some salary and agent came out to find the shoot for you. But if you're on a freelance, you always need to check all of the advertisements and all of the posts and just contact all of the agency and try find a shoot for you what will take enormous amount of time and energy, and if you're first time here, it will be really not easy. And if you're actor, really good actor, mostly they want you speak Hindi or Tamil or Punjabi or something else. And if you're not able, they still might give you a script and you need to memorize it on another language. And for me, first time, even not the first time, it was remind like I do some kind of black spell on someone, have no idea what I'm trying to memorize. And before I thought my memory is quite good, but probably I was really wrong when I facing this problem. Okay. So first thing first, if you're freelancer, so probably you know from my previous video how to try to find a job, and you contact all of the agencies and check all of the groups. And yeah, here everyone uses WhatsApp. I don't know, I hope they improve their service, but it's so uncomfortable app and still everyone uses it here. So beware about, no one really uses Facebook just for share WhatsApp number and so on. Everyone in WhatsApp groups and WhatsApp numbers and so on. In spite of a lot of groups in the Facebook and a lot of contacts in the Facebook, you can find a lot of casting directors and modeling agencies and coordinators on Facebook and can contact them directly. But statistically, I would say like 90% of people, they will not reply, they will not check your messages because they're super busy, and usually they work with people who they know already. And basically it's everywhere the same. So if you're a freelancer, you will spend a lot of time for such some cases, and finally you might see some posts with open casting or someone proposed go to casting, and here is really different whereas somewhere else. You might go to casting where they post a job with no dates and with no budget, so you have no idea what role you will do, how much they will pay for it, and when it will be, because no one have an idea. And same like on a shooting, like in Korea or States, 1 month before you can get your script, you know your lines, you know what you will do, how many hours, and so on. And here no one knows anything because of like producer or director. They have money, maybe the only people who have some kind of storyboard. So mostly here is no storyboard, or if you even have, no one see it. So it's make your life even more funny here. And director will contact the assistant or coordinator or whatever, and they with the years already okay to work in such chaotic way, whereas no one knows what's going on and everything change every day, and they can confirm your jobs like every day and cancel it even before you come on a shoot. And it happens all the time, changes all the time, and they can say like 5 minutes before not come to the shoot, or like 10 minutes to the shoot, like get ready and come to the next city and so on. And it's some kind of atmosphere you might work with. So if you're okay with that, you can try. Something like that sometimes happen in China, but they works in a much better way. But low-cost production usually have a lot of underwater stones, so you might be worried about that. In India, it's like total madness. Also storyboards. So usually you come on a set, they can change your role few times and can change your lines few times. And 5 minutes before you go on a set, you need to memorize like 1 page of some speech or whatever, and you should be okay with that. And if you said you're a professional actor, you should be capable to do so. So people who work here with a year, they like okay with that, and it became normal. But if you're a new one, it like you really already complete a suicide. And another thing you should be able to do, it's dancing, because here everyone dancing. Doesn't matter you're on a stunt, you're fighting, you're actor, you're in background, everyone dancing. That was a good thing. You in Delhi or in Mumbai here, a lot of schools like on a really low budget. You can find some courses even for free. So let's say if you search online, you can find group courses like for $3 or $5 per session. So it's like super affordable, I guess, for everyone. Also on a set, it's supposed to be choreographer, and some choreographers here is really good, really talented. And mostly what I saw, they create a dance like in 5 minutes. So here people people is super creative. They create your line in 5 minutes, which you should be memorized before go on a set. They create all of the scenes, and they not really care. It will be weather change or something. They can change everything, or some actor didn't came. It's another answer why they changed everything so often. Because some of them were superstar, they might have another shoot, they might be in the wrong mood, they not came, and everything changed. They cancel it, postponed it on the next day, and so on. Our director, he have a holiday or birthday of his best friend, and they change it again. And coordinators and assistants, they know it might be happen, so always they work in such super flexible way, and you should be aware about that as well. And it might be jobs like in the really last minutes, and will be a lot of post like with no date, no any explanation, and if you're stunned, it's, you know, this piece of happiness for probably for a stunts. I'll explain a bit later. And about the background job, if you accept a background, so probably you'll work only in the background, and like everywhere else in the world, they have a good agents and a bad agents. So bad agents, usually they cut a big commission, try pay you less as possible and put you in a worse condition. So one shoot to another one, it might be a really big difference. In one, it's quite comfortable, easy jobs, and another one, you don't want to leave anymore. So probably try to connect with the local people, with the community, and try to know with who it's good to work and who is not. And also, what a good thing I really like here, the people try to keep budget on the same level for not allowed what happened, let's say, in Thailand or many other countries, like many productions appears, like low-cost productions. They try to do video with less cost as possible, and they cut everything, and especially talent's price. And same agent, a lot of people try find a job and they work for small money, and they said to the production or casting director, we can find a talent for you for less money, and of course they cut your commission, and they work for small money and try find people who can work for small money, and they broke all of the industry and put prices down. So here, when I came here, I make a few posts, and local people straight away contact me and said, okay, we have a certain job and you shouldn't agree to work less than this price. I said, okay, no problem, it's your rules, we can follow it. So I deny everything when people propose me less money than it. And you know what? The same post like next week with the same job appear with 2 or even 3 times more budget. So when everyone not agree work for small money, they should to keep price up. And what's the problem? Mostly people who traveling or really in a bad situation, they just need some money urgently, and they okay for work like literally for anything, almost like just for food. And especially people who traveling like backpackers say, oh okay, like $20, why not? So that's why, like, let's say in Goa they pay people like just $10 or $15 for the whole day, and people okay that because productions, they know people stay there on a holiday, they smoke weed, drink alcohol, and they okay just work for anything what's now will happen like in a big city. So in any country you came and here, so try to connect with some locals, with local community, ask them how it's going. Basically, it's a lot of groups and the social networks and a lot of forums when you can find what's the prices for a certain job, like for print shoots and how much they should pay for fashion shows and for roles and so on and so on. Castings. So sometimes they can contact you agent, double agent, and like people who even not really involved in that shoot, and it might be quite a long chain of people who try cut your commission. So that's why you might get only 20% of real budget. So let's say have a director, he have assistant called the coordinator, he have another assistant, he's called to casting director, he's have assistant, and he called to the talent agent or modeling agent, and assistant contact you. So all of this long chain, everyone take a little bit of money, and you have no idea what the budget is, and it's mostly happen like everywhere. So in the best scenarios, they can cut you like half. For instance, once for a stunt job, they said, okay, we'll pay you like $100. And I said, no way, I'll not do it for $100. And we tried to negotiate it, and we said, okay, 150, so you should fight like literally for every $5. And then like next time same agent contact me and he said like $100. I say, no way, I should crush the car, it should be like $300. And he said, okay, no problem. So it seems like, you know, really suspicious. When last time he fight like literally for any dollar, and here like he agreed with it when I triple the price. So same thing is may happen. It doesn't matter you dancer or you model or you actor. You can come on a set, they promise you like $300 or $500. They came on a set, they said, okay, we'll pay you $100. We think it will be a bit too much. And always it's like on a market, you fight for your budget, and it's crazy. And it's something you should to deal with, and it's really tiring and really uncomfortable. Same like you can come to the set, you agree to a certain price, and after the shoot they said, okay, we decide it's a bit too much for you, we'll pay you less, and so on. It's all the time, and conditions change, and always condition might be not the same they promise you. And as I said, it's no shooting dates, no budget, no conditions. So when they confirm a certain job, you need to ask about literally everything, because they might not mention about the overtime and they will not pay you. They might not mention, so you need to spend 1 or 2 days of traveling. One day go there and 1 day back, and they will not pay you. Need to mention it. And it might be different condition what you not agree with. Let's say is to shoot topless, yeah, and you need to discuss it. It will be like really lot of surprises, and the agent, of course, they will not tell you because he might know you not will be agreed. Another thing you what might see somewhere behind the scene on a set, and the first time I was like really shocked and surprised, but in a few times it became like pretty normal. When a woman just hit the agent or just slapped or punch coordinator or his assistant, whatever, and it's really normal. Like, okay, wanna pay less money, just punch him in the face. Okay, change the condition, just slap him. Most common. Once I was on a set and said, okay, scene is you need to kiss a girl and so on, and I said an actress, she is agreed, and no, she not agreed, but it's okay, she just slap you and whatever. But you know, here you should be really careful, because like every woman who respects herself, she might sue you for that. So everything should be agreed. And in Europe, you know, like everything is really precise and everything discussed before. You know exactly who's what job supposed to do. And here's like everything like really spontaneous, and people work in such crazy chaotic way, and it's absolutely okay. She can slap him anytime she do some lies, change the condition, change the budget, and so on. It will be really convenient for you if you will have some female friends, so she can do the dirty job for you. And better if it will be a local woman, they know very well how to do it. Okay, change the budget, slap him, and okay, lie about condition, and again, and so on and so on. And conditions here change all the probably I be not able to explain you about all of the kind of cheating, but I try to mention like most common, and after when you will be prepared by your information, you know what to do. So always discuss the condition you should be worked to, and if you're okay with that, go on. And people mostly here work in really chaotic way, because the director he's not really care about, have a lot of money and everything would come to his mind. Okay, send the talents to another city for the casting and so on. Or maybe his friend have a birthday, he cancel a shoot. So you always should be aware, like everything, even if they confirm a job, it's not 100% it's confirmed. So it's a good idea, it's a good production, always take some deposit. At least 10 or 20%, so you'll have some money. If they cancel a shoot, you will not return it. But some contracts, when you sign up, so if you cancel a shoot, you will pay like 50% or even 100% if you not be attended there. So if you sign this contract, always mention they will not pay if they cancel it, because they usually cancel a shoot much more often than you are. And also it connected to the main actors who are the superstars here. Let's say they're in a bad mood or have another shoot, they might cancel it, and everything changed like that, like every day. So in last minute they call you need to go to another city, or like the last minute they say you don't need to go, and so on and so on. It's like enormous way of cheating here. Really common, not only here in China, and not only in China. Let's say they propose you certain job, but for maybe third part of cost of it, and say it's low budget, but because it have many days, 1 month, 1 week, and so on. And everything not true. It might be like only 1 or 2 days of shooting, but they try to persuade you work for a small money, as small as possible. And that's why they try to make different tricks. So always keep in mind it's maybe only 1 day of work and they pay you just a little bit. And if some good productions, usually they will give you some deposit like 10%, 20 or even 50. So be sure you will keep your availability for a certain date. So they pay you deposit and after they pay rest. So same thing you can use with another production. Said, okay, if it will be 1 week of shooting, so just pay me deposit. So any deposit you'll pay me for certain days and after you pay me the rest and so on. But here if some new agent or agent on which one you didn't find many feedbacks, try to get money day by day, on every day, because it's really common when after the shoot everyone disappeared and after you cannot contact anyone. And also if you don't know what the movie or TV series they shoot and you don't know what the production name and so on, to know who to contact to. Because usually if you know what's the movie or so on and they use your face, you might not allow them to use it. So they're supposed to pay you, otherwise you might sue them and they'll pay you really huge compensation. And if everyone said you like you work here, let's say without work permit or without working visa, whatever, people who hired you, people who hired like anyone with permission to work, they pay bigger penalty. So if you are smart enough, they will not manipulate you in a certain way, and you have a right for cancel in any reason to use your face, yourself, your voice to a certain product, video, pictures, whatever. But if you sign the agreement, you sign a contract, it's done. So normal production or agencies, they always try to make a contract for be safe. And some cheaters, they always not to do so, because it might be super long chain of people who eat your money and they don't want to know how much is it. And real budget you might know only if you have like main role or maybe support role and you can see the contract and the real budget and you can argue about, because agents should not take more than third part of it. It might be some extra fee like some additional taxation or something, but usually not. But if you just have really small role or maybe work a stunt or extra, you will never know like what the real budget is. What else you need to be aware about here, especially for girls, and not only girls. For girls, I would say better everywhere not go alone, be escorted by someone. And here, more than 100 millions of men population, more than females, and plus a lot of guys who from lower caste or have not really good job and don't have any chances for get married. So you might get like super lot of harassments and attention from around. So you need to keep in mind, a lot of people just try to make a fake casting and be fake agent. And most common, they just always try to make a video call and say, okay, just put less clothes as possible and be in underwear and so on and so on. It will be no limit in that. So probably how to know is the fake agent. Usually in his profile will be not many pictures, it will be fresh profile, will be not many friends and so on. And even agents like who work some time already and have some feedbacks, it's not 100%, he is not some of them kind of perverts as well. So guys might have a lot of harassments from different gays and so on, and it's not only here, it might happen everywhere. Another scam, it might be people might ask you pay deposit for the certain shoot, so you will not disappear. So you pay deposit, and after they give you a super good job and so on. So probably it's a scam. Some agency, they might be a good agency, but some agent who works there, he might be not so honest. So they said, okay, for get in you need to pay a registration fee and so on, and after we'll find you a job. So a lot of websites you really pay a fee, they put your profile on, and when some production they'll need you or will be suitable, they'll contact you directly. Some is working, and usually it not cost much. But here it's a lot of scams as well. Separately, they might ask you for pay for some, the documentation and so on, and it might be like $100, $500, and it will be like 10 people a day will contact you about similar cases, so probably it's scam as well. About the documents and legalization, so probably I'll make another video for not make it quite big for this one. So probably we'll stop on the main things what people interested in. So if you are here, finally decide to came here, beware, like everyone will be lying you about anything, and people here are super creative, they're really good in that. And as I said before, if you want to do something good, like be a really good actor, you need to spend a lot of time for practice it. So people here seems like really religious, go to the temples, they pray to their gods, give them fruits and give money to the monks and so on. But when everything connect about the money, they forgot about everything, and they will lie you, they try to reap you as much as they can. So not believe in anything. And if people like lie for next 10 years, they will do it really good. And as people here like really creative and create in a second really amazing story with really a logical sequence, and it looks like really realistic, and you might believe it. But try to prove like but try to be like really skeptical, don't believe anyone, and just try to check everything. Just check the condition. For example, they hire you for 1 week and they will not mention a lot of stuff. Let's say it will be holiday, it will be weekend, and after director will be not in mood and will cancel some days. So from 2 weeks, 1 week you're not working, and no one will pay you for that. So if you not mention it, and it might be like a lot of cases, not pay for overtime, for additional scenes, or if they change your role to the some lead role, not pay you for that as well. And if you're not mentioning, they said, okay, we have an agreement, you're fine to anything, so it's okay. And if you're foreign, I come here like recently, so probably almost everyone tried to do so. In other case, they try to pay you money in last day, like they usually do in, let's say, in China or Malaysia, because it might be different condition you not will be happy about, and you will be after first day said, okay, goodbye everyone, I'm leaving. Or maybe in certain day you'll have some problems you don't want to prolong because you not really want to be in like a such bad role like rape or anything else. Or maybe it will be like sexual scene for the girl or erotic scene what they not agree. So they try to pay on the last day, so for keep you on a set, and you will not disappear until you get the money. Otherwise you'll take money for a first date and you disappear and they cannot finish set. Sometimes happen as well. So yeah, video production here sometimes remind me like a market where you fighting for every dollar when you come to the set, but you agreed for a different price. So it's always about money and conditions. So everything you will be dealing off all of the time, I would say mostly or almost every time. Try to connect with the local community and talk with a good agent, who is a bad agent, who is who not working, and what's the local budgets if you cannot find it in a certain forum or public page or whatever. But usually it's information, all information is quite open, it's not a big deal to find it, but still connect to the locals, collect the informations, and you will be safe. So be ready. You come on a set, everything will be changed over and over again, and you will be fight and argued about your money before set, during the set, after the set. So it's something will become part of your life here. And some people who like professional actors, they can afford for hire some assistant to themselves. So all of this stuff assistant do for you. Some local guy or local girl, they will fight for your budget, as she will be or he will be contact and deal with the conditions and so on, and it will make your life much easier here. And some assistants, they work here for really small money, so if you can afford it, just make your life simpler and let someone to do it for you. It's maybe one of the best things you can do it. And another suggestion for you, if you decide to work on a background, also it's called the extra people, extra job, or whatever other name. So if you're in India or China, other country, and if you accept to work as extra, so probably they will not give you any job like for actor or stunt. So if you work as stuntman, you need to say I'm a stuntman and work only for stunt. If you want to use me on the background, you should pay same as I work on a stuntman. So same as actor, if you're actor, just wait for your job, go to casting, improve your acting skills, whatever. Otherwise, if you go today on a background, and some agents, they'll know, oh, they work on a background, they're from lower casta, like low sort of people, and they will never give you a role and never will call you for something better. It might be, but quite rarely. In some countries, like let's say Malaysia or Singapore, people more open-minded, they not really care. But not here. But some people, they travel and work on a background and they find some, actually it's up to you. Alright, probably I mentioned most of important things already, so now you know what you need to be aware of and like most common scams and so on. So it will be quite enough for this video, otherwise it will be too long, and much more I will tell you in the next one. So I promise it will be a lot of interesting things in the next videos.